1, 2.
Can you just
DJ Dino coming at. All right. Tell me when you're
All
ready.
right. All right, here once again. Welcome to the Dixon Legacy Podcast. Subscribe, comment, like, share. I'm here with my brethren, bona fide brethren, Dino, in the house. And we're here to talk about what is the process. So first we're gonna do just a quick intro. I'm gonna ask you, who is Dino? Who are you?
Well, I'm Dino. I'm what you'd call a AC slash mechanic slash electrician slash jack of all trades. So I am from Jamaica, came here 9 years ago, and I now reside here in Canada, in Oshawa here, and I'm actually fitting into the process or fitting into the Canadian environment and understanding how it works and what needs to be done and had to do to get ahead.
And this guy's truly fitting into the Canadian process because he works outside in the cold.
Yeah, big time. Eskimo.
All right, so when we talk about who you are, one of the things that with the Dixon Legacy Podcast, it's all about legacy, right? So we like to talk about who is your mother and who is your father.
So my mom is Deano Lewis and my dad is Jimmy Lewis.
Big up.
My mom and dad my dad is 78, my mom is 75. My mom has always been in the banking world as a manager, and my dad was a supervisor in the mining industry, but he had a farm, so he was a farmer for basically since 1984, sorry. And yeah, so my mom and dad are the two people in my life that had inspired me in many ways. The ones that has taught me, a bit of what I know, not trade-wise, but about mannerism, about the respect for the elder, about what you have to do to get ahead in life, not just about education, but being who you are, that person, that people person. And my dad and my mom had set a great example for me. Like, I have no qualms or nothing bad to say about my mom and dad. They have done an exceptional job and they contributed in who I am.
Okay, so when you say exceptional job, how many licks did you get when you were
Yes, sir.
I don't think the number exists. I mean, to be honest, yes, I was, I gave a lot of trouble, and they were patient with me. Yes, that put a couple licks on me, which it's fine.
Yeah,
I realize now why he did it. Like, I was rebellious back then, but at the end of the day, I realized why he did it.
Yeah,
and I mean, even growing up in school, I got great education. I wasn't deprived of nothing. Thanks be to my parents. I had everything. I was in private school and they moved me to an all-boys school because they think I needed to be disciplined. So that school, you got caning and all of these things, and you had to fight your way through because it's all boys. It's all fight and war every day. But it made me who I am. It toughened me up. Yeah. It prepared me to face the world ahead, and it really did work.
Right.
Yeah.
So as we talk about that, one of the things we want to talk about, because we're talking about the process, right?
Yeah.
So one thing we want to talk about, because you talk about your profession. So what do you do as your side hustle, and then what is your passion? Because your passion really should be your side hustle that you're doing now, that you're trying to transition into your main job that you're doing, you know what I mean, or your main.
Well, as you know, I'm a loop technician presently working for a company, and I go around and service heavy duty equipment. But on the side, I do like AC jobs and anything mobile. I do mechanic jobs and cars and stuff. I mean, all my life I've been into cars. So I can do the electricals on the car, I can do the air conditioning on the car, I can do the mechanical jobs on the cars. So that's where my passion came from, because I have a passion for it. So that's
right.
why I kept doing it. And I've been doing it from 15 years old or maybe 14 years old. I've been totally interested until, yes, I do race cars, but I also build these race cars from the ground up.
That's right.
You know, with my own two hands. I mean, I don't have a garage. I do it on my back.
Yeah.
But when you have a passion, whatever it is, you get it done at all costs because it's a passion.
This man was driving southbound on the 400, blew the engine, got it back home, and rebuilt it in a couple of days.
Yeah. Yeah. And
this is what we're talking about here. I don't think people understand how that is.
It amazes people because a lot of guys I know here since I got to Canada that drift and do drag race and circuit, they have a shop. They have a shop fully tooled out. They have ices. They have everything to their convenience. They have help. Most of what I do is all alone.
Yeah.
I take the engines out, I put them back in on my own. Even to put a different engine into the car that didn't come to the car to do a conversion, I do it on my own. It's just me and a floor jack.
Right.
So I'm on my back, putting in these stuff, trying to bolt things up, measure stuff, get a drive line made. I have to measure it. I have to find a way to put the tape measure there and stretch it across here to get a proper measurement all alone. So, you know, brake conversions, I do everything, and it's just me alone.
That's true passion.
True passion.
That's true passion.
If you don't have it, you would never even start.
That's right.
To be honest, no.
Yeah. So when you come home, you're in the garage.
Yes, I'm in the garage.
And that's your happy place.
And that's my happy place. That's my stress reliever. Even if the boat don't need to pull, I pull it and tighten it.
Yeah.
Because at some point you have to find a way to de-stress. Because in life, life will never exist where it's never a level playing ground.
Yeah.
You're going to have a good day, you're going to have a bad day. You're going to have a great time, you're going to have a stressful time. But it's how you deal with it, how you approach it, and how you know, the end result. Like,
right.
Yeah.
So we're talking about the process today. So how did you discover the process? What does the process mean to you?
Well, to be honest, let me tell you, like when I was growing up, I remember, you know, my dad would always buy new vehicles. And I remember my dad going to England and he's saying to me as a little kid, saying, you know, I always want a BMW, a 5 Series. I'm heading out. I'll be back in 4 weeks. And my dad left. He went to England because I have an uncle there and I have relatives there. So he went and saw Uncle Ron. They went and looked at the BMW brand new in the dealership and Dad brought it home. And I remember going down, you know, leaving my hometown, heading in the direction of Kingston and going down the highway. And I remember my dad on the pedal and looking in the clock, I'm seeing like 140 miles per hour.
Right.
So that's where my love started. I'm like, wow, this feels good. Yes, it's dangerous, but you're young. You don't know, you don't have fear. You don't know danger, right?
So that's the legacy your dad left for you.
Right. But he doesn't agree with me right now. But, yeah. But anyway.
It's his fault.
Right. So from there, I started and I kept going. And when I owned my first car, this is how the mechanics came in. So I had my first car. Deano knew nothing about it more than to put gas in it, you know, check your coolant, your windshield wash, whatever. But nothing about even changing the tire. And found a mechanic friend of mine, which is one of my best friends. He's in New York, Kiwi, the Rasta guy. He's the guy that would come, because I'd break down on the side of the road. And this guy would come and pull the car apart on the side of the road with traffic going by to fix it so I can leave and go home. And while Kiwi used to come and repair my car, he used to take the time out to show me.
Right.
You know, this is how this works. This is why I'm pulling this. And I was so into it and so locked in. I started to suck everything like a sponge. I just keep pulling everything in. And now I got really excited about the mechanic work and how a car works. And then I kept going.
Right.
So the more I do is the more I learn. And you have to remember, you do make mistakes. Sometimes it does cost you. Sometimes you get away. But if you don't have the passion, you will stop right there.
That's
You'll give
right.
up.
That's right. Yeah.
So that's just how I got my passion. That's how I discovered the process, and I kept going.
Okay.
So I have been doing this from I'm basically 16. So that's quite a bit of years, 35 years.
All right. So tell me some of the stories when you had the pedal to the metal.
Well,
what happened?
Well, let me explain to you what Andrew means by pedal to the metal. So, pedal to the metal is, you know, I used to drive really crazy. I must tell you. Me and few friends of mine, we were like, cops used to call us Speedy. Here comes Speedy, because we're always flying. So, in other words, pedal to the metal means you have the gas pedal to the floor. You don't remember that you have a brake pedal or a clutch pedal. So you basically bury it. So this is how I used to drive. But back in the days, you did not have to worry about so much cars or you only worry about donkey, cow, goat, and dogs.
Right.
You know, at certain time of night, the road was clear, so you didn't worry about hitting, another car, a bicycle, a bike, or you're hitting a pedestrian. You just let it loose. So I used to, but time changed and more cars came into Jamaica, into the country, were being imported. So me now, one instance, we had a reunion for the same school I went to, the All Boys, called Monroe College.
Okay.
We had a reunion, and all of us got together. One of the guys in our group that did very well has a lovely guest house on the beach. So he said he would host everything.
Okay.
So he made a full day, had jet skis parked for us, everything,
Nice.
Food catered, everything. So we all linked up. So of course, Dina drank a little bit too much red wine. So Dina was coming to red wine.
Okay.
So Dina was coming home with my friend in the passenger seat. But I was just shifting gears, you know, fourth to fifth. Car was flying, but I was too relaxed. So I came into a corner and the car went sideways.
Okay.
But me being so relaxed and so intoxicated was slow and reflex.
Yes.
That's why they said alcohol, you only feel like you have it.
That's correct.
Because it fools you.
Yeah.
But your reflexes actually change and you get slow.
Yeah.
So by the time I was to wrap it up, I was late.
Yeah.
You know, I hit the guardrail at 125 miles per hour.
Wow.
And then the guardrail, the way they lapped it when they were joining it, it had a part of it wasn't done well, so it was stuck out. So that part caught the front of the car and sliced the car like a razor blade and started to shear the whole side of the car off. Just missed my elbow, because you could see through the door when I stopped. Like that skin of the door outside was gone.
Wow.
So no, it just missed my elbow and it went straight through the back fender and straight through the back tail light. Cut the car right off. So anyway, I survived. I came out without a scratch and called my buddy, and he came with a tow truck and picked me up and he brought me home. But there are many more scares than that. Like there's so much scares being in a car and speed. Like it's not forgiving. Like sometimes it's sheer luck. Or it's just the God above that decide it's not your time.
It's not your time.
To be honest. So no matter how sometimes a guy say, yo, I can drive, I can do this. There's a time where you can't do anything.
Yeah.
You're helpless.
Yeah.
Right. So but I survived and I'm here today to share the experience.
Yes, sir.
All right. So what does the process mean to you?
Well, the process means to me that if you have a passion for something and you follow your dream and you work really hard at it, you will achieve it. But you have to remember, during the process, there's obstacles.
Yeah.
And there are ups and downs. And the problem with a lot of things is that people, they get on the downside and they can't get back up.
Yeah.
They stay on the downside and then they lose hope.
Oh, yes, sir.
And they throw the towel in. But it's just like you see outside here. I've changed 3 engines in 6 months.
Yeah.
But did I stop?
No.
Because if I stop, number one, if you were to sell the car, you don't have an engine.
Yeah.
You have no value. You have a shell.
Yeah.
Maybe $500. But if I put it back together, I maybe can get $20,000. So why stop? right?
Yeah.
So now I kept going and I put another engine in and I figured the problem out over time and you keep going. So you have to have that determination, perseverance. You have to just know that, listen, this is just an obstacle. I'll get by you and that too shall pass. And you just have to keep going.
Yeah.
As my grandmother said to me one day, she said, son, just remember, stagnant water stinks.
Yeah,
So that means if
What's
the
your
water is
grandmother's
not
name?
moving,
What is your grandmother's name? You gotta
Nomi.
pick up her name.
Nomi.
Yes.
Yeah, rest in peace, grandma.
Yes.
But it is like, she tells me, like, if the water is not moving, what does it do? It turns green and it gets stink.
Yeah.
But once it's flowing, what happens?
Yes.
It's clean all the time.
Powerful. Bars. Yes,
So
sir.
I always have that in the back of my head,
Yeah.
knowing that, you know what, Deano, keep going.
Yeah.
Why stop? So when you give up on your dreams and your hopes, it doesn't do anything for you.
Mm-hmm.
You have nothing to gain. You only lose.
That's right. And nobody else has your dreams.
Nobody.
You're the only
You
one
have
that
your
has
own dreams.
Yeah. So if you don't keep pressing,
Yeah.
nobody's gonna press for you because
Yeah.
they don't have your dream.
Yeah. So you can't follow what happens to another man and use it to judge your situation.
Yeah.
Everybody have their own situation. Everybody have their own drive, their own battle to face. The most you can do is encourage your friend, or you can say, "Yo, guess what? Come on, man, let's go, man."
Yeah.
Like I've been there.
Yeah.
I've been through this. I've been through that, man. Pick up the pieces. Let's go, man.
Yeah.
At the end of the road, there's light,
Yes.
but you have to keep on the road.
Yeah.
You come off the road, you're done.
Right, and that's why we're trying to have this conversation. We're
Yeah.
trying to post this, get it to broader people. Right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, when you tell your experience, they're going through the same thing.
Yeah.
And sometimes they just need to hear it from somebody else. Right?
Yeah.
Keep going.
And I must tell people that
Yeah.
when I came here 9 years ago, I came here with $500 in my pocket. And when the plane was coming down, I was like, where am I? Because I'm seeing 4 lane of traffic going one way. I said, oh, for God's sake. What did I do? Did I make the right decision?
Hey,
Right?
what time of year did you come?
I came March. It was still cold.
Oh, it's still cold.
And when I finally reached my destination,
Yeah.
the next day I got up and snow was on the ground
Yeah.
and it was cold and I was like, oh my God, did I do the right thing? But on the third day,
Yeah.
I just locked my mind.
Yeah.
I said, I'm here, and guess what? I'm going to make the best of it.
Yeah.
And then I saw this machine in the garage, and I said to my mother-in-law, what's this thing? She said, snow blower. So I said, snow blower?
Snow blower.
How does that go? She said, well, I don't know if it starts,
Yeah.
but if you can start it, I'll show you.
Yeah.
And I fooled around with it until I finally got it started, and then she showed me what to squeeze for the
Right.
auger and what to make it drive.
Okay.
And I was snow blowing the whole entire street.
Yeah.
Because I was having fun. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, this is nice.
Yeah.
So I did the whole crosswalk, both
Yeah.
sides, and just having fun. So my
Yeah.
neighbors were like, yo, you behaving like you have been here. I said, well, it's the first coming here, first seeing snow.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
said, you know what? I'm making the best of it.
That's right.
I'm not going to be on the negative side. I'm sticking on the positive side. And I kept going. And I started to do little jobs, working in a flea market, working with my friend, doing renovations. I did so many different things just to stay afloat and
Right.
to keep myself going. I drove to Sarnia from here, which is like 4 hours, not knowing where I'm going. One point I was on the wrong side of the road. I had to remind myself, like, get over there. And people were blowing me. And I'm like, uh-oh, sorry. And my friend told me about this place called Canadian Tire,
Okay.
and a thing called a GPS, Magnelian or something. And
Yeah,
he said to
yeah.
me, Neil said, Dino, go and get it.
Yeah.
Buy it and then call me. And I called him and he had the same one.
Yeah.
So he taught me how to put the address in.
Right.
And I did that and I put it on the dash and I just started to drive. And I just keep seeing something saying en route, and I'm saying maybe I'm on the right track.
Right.
Not realizing that's where you stop to get gas and refreshments. Then I said, oh, okay. So Neil called me and said, yo, you okay? I said, I don't know. I saw a sign that said en route. He said, yeah, you can't stop, man. You need gas or anything, or hungry. So anyway, I got used to that.
Okay.
And I reached the Sarnia, and as a good friend of mine from Jamaica for years, from birth, he put me up in his house, he fed me, and he paid me $1,000 cash a week to work with him as a friend of mine. And that's how I got started. because I had no money.
Yeah.
And then every Friday evening I'd drive home, and then I'd go back Sunday evening.
Right.
Until eventually I got a different job because it was a long haul to drive.
Mm-hmm.
And I slowly made my way.
Yeah.
Meet this person, meet that person, introduce me to this person. They realize I know what I'm doing. They hire me, and I kept going until I'm in the job I am now.
Yeah.
So I tell people right now, like, if you don't have that perseverance, and you don't, I mean, dreams come true, but you have to make it come true.
You do. You gotta put in
It's
the work.
not gonna happen without you doing what you need to do.
Yeah.
So I did what I had to do to reach where I am. And
Right.
it's a long haul. It was not easy. And as you said, I'm an Eskimo. I work outside in the winter right now.
Yeah.
Right? So, and I still do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just encouraging everybody that if you have a dream, you have a passion, stick with it.
That's
but
right.
you have to remember there's hurdles, there's obstacles. But you'll get over it, and you'll never even remember it exists.
That's right. Because this man is up at 3:30, 4:30 every morning. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Rain, shine, snow, cold, doesn't matter.
Gone to work.
Yes. Yeah. Those Lord,
Yep.
man.
Yeah.
So that's part of the process.
Yeah.
Doing it every single day. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. 6
You know
years
what I mean?
now, almost 6 years in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you keep doing that and keep pressing and keep pushing forward, then the next thing you got to do is just put those steps in of what's going to make you successful, and then it will come
Exactly.
true.
And which you see I'm doing now. I just got my mechanic license at my age. 51. I walked into a room with 20-year-olds. I didn't open a book. I studied nothing. I went in there with my open mind, and with all my years of experience, I said, there has to be questions that I can answer.
Yeah.
I was confident that I'm passing this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I went in, and as I was telling these guys, I just went through the questions and answered what I knew. And I, went back to what I didn't know.
Yeah.
And sometimes they give you two questions that are similar.
Yeah.
So you have to really think.
You got to know your stuff.
So I sat there and I just slowly made my way through the rest, and I passed. And I'm now a Red Seal mechanic.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
So it's the air condition, which I know so well. I didn't go to school for it in Jamaica. I crashed at high speed.
That's another story. For
Yes,
another time.
I wrote off the car. But anyway, after the car was repaired, my uncle finally got parts from Japan, because these cars were just coming into Jamaica from Japan, and I had one of the sports cars coming in. I got one, and I crashed, and there's no parts for it.
Yeah.
So it took 3 months to find parts to repair. The whole front was gone, and he fixed it, and the AC would never work the same way.
Okay.
So I met a guy who does AC, and this is how I just left school with a diploma in industrial electronics, and I didn't want to be locked up in a room. So now I met the guy, and I'm electrically inclined. He knows the mechanical process.
Right. So
And we decide,
together.
we just start to get along, and we decide to come together to open a business. And but he passed away, accident too at high speed, to be honest, and left me halfway in the process. So that's another thing that is the passion, because I was in a kind of depression when he died, because people were beating on me that I'm a part of the reason, because I helped him to modify the car and whatever. And it put me in a depressive mode for a year. And then friends of mine came and said, yo, come, enough is enough. Time to get back. And I still had to learn the rest of the air condition on my own.
Right.
But if I didn't have the passion, I would have thrown it in the towel and said, you know what, forget this.
Yeah.
But I kept it, and I fought and I fought and I fought till I was known as one of the best air conditioning guys in Jamaica.
Right.
Probably still known as one of the best, right?
Yeah.
But it's all about the passion.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to have the drive.
Right.
You have to have the perseverance. And if you do, you'll succeed.
That's right, man. Commitment and consistency.
Yes.
That's all it is, man. 2 words.
Yeah.
Commitment and consistency. So what are you doing intentionally to continue the process for yourself?
Well, right now, I've been gathering tools, and I have a truck there that is like basically ready to go now. I've put stuff in it that I know I'll need to do my, my side hustle and to continue the process of doing what I love.
Okay.
So I'm about to launch myself shortly, as to let people know that I'm licensed, I have insurance, and I'm capable, and I can do whatever you require. So I'm on that road, and I'm like maybe 2 weeks out
Right.
from actually posting myself now, so people can actually know who I am and what I'm about and
Right,
the
right.
service I have to offer.
All right, so you have your social media set up yet?
No, that's what
Right.
I'm heading to. It's not a long haul to do it.
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
easy.
All right.
But
All right.
I just want to know that I'm ready. So when I do set up the social media
And they start
and
linking.
somebody say, yeah, I can
Yes.
say, come in.
That's right.
And I'm also a guy of time. And I'm
Yeah.
also a guy, if I tell you I'm coming, I'm coming. And if I can't, I'll call you before time to let you know there's a situation and I'll be an hour late or I'll have to come the next day. But I'm not going to tell you that I'm coming. And I'm not going to take 10 jobs when I know I can do one.
That's right.
So everybody has to understand that if it's one job I'm capable for the day, I'm going to do that one job. I'm not that guy. So I want to make sure everything is the right way, the proper way.
All right.
Because you never know where this can carry me. I might be in my own thing.
That's right.
You know?
You will be.
Sir, you
No,
will
that
be.
might be.
Yeah.
You will be.
Yeah.
You will be. Because let me
Yeah.
tell you something. Because people gravitate to people who are real,
Yeah.
and from they meet you, they know you're real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
so you just have to just start, and you started the process. And what you're doing is you're taking your time and you're building up and you're building up. So that way, like you said, when they call you, you're ready to go.
Yeah.
Right? So-
And
so that's all you need.
one more thing, Andrew, is
Yeah.
that I personally believe that with the way things are now, and
Yes.
the people are so busy now,
Yeah.
I'm sure people don't mind having a mobile mechanic
That's
coming to
right.
their house
Yeah.
to do their vehicle in
Yeah.
their driveway
Yeah.
while they are inside getting stuff done that they would normally have to go to a shop to
Yeah.
sit and burn 4 hours of the day. That
take
4 hours they
Uber,
could be
but-
sitting
yes.
at home doing while I'm doing what I need to do.
Yes.
And
yeah.
so I'm trying to offer that service of a
Mhm.
mobile service. I'll come to you, you don't have to come to me.
That's right. That's right.
Yes.
Pick up, man. So as soon as you get that social media handle and your email and all that stuff set
Yeah.
up, we're gonna post that
Yeah,
in the bottom and the comment side,
yeah,
so that way everybody can reach out.
right.
Because once they see this video, they're gonna have to call you. They're
Yeah,
gonna have to.
yeah, yeah.
All right. So any final comments? What do you have to as we wrap up? What do you find?
Well,
you have to
my
say to the
comment
people out there?
to whether you're kids, adults, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
To everybody, I'm saying, you have your dream, you have your passion, go for it. Just don't be discouraged because you have a little issue here, an issue there. Use that as a stepping stone to make you stronger. A lot of things happen to me in life. I don't have the time. As a friend of mine said to
Yeah.
me today, Deano, if you are to share your experiences, they have to do a movie.
Yes.
It won't happen on
Yeah.
a podcast.
That's right.
But I've been through death's door, whether illness, whether cars, whether motorbike, whether bicycle. I've been through the worst of it, and I'm still here to tell the tales. Because what? I didn't give up. I
Right.
kept going and I fought, and I will forever fight as long as my life lasts. I will never give up.
All right.
So I'm telling everybody, just go for it.
All right.
Push for it and you'll achieve it.
That's right.
Yeah.
And if we can't do the movie, then we're just gonna do multiple podcasts.
Well, you can't do multiple because I have
Make it into a movie. After.
the next one I will surely share my medical experience.
Yeah.
Before I came to Canada, which was a few months before coming here,
Yeah.
I'll surely let everybody know what I've been through to give them even more reason
Yeah.
why they shouldn't give up.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Fight the fight.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Big up, man.
Yeah, man.
So respect for coming on my podcast.
No
For sharing their
problem.
experiences. We're
Anytime.
gonna have much, much more, and we're gonna talk about some of those experiences because I think people need to hear that. And
Yeah.
people need to hear that you can go through those experiences and still come out okay.
Well, I want one more thing.
All
Bob Marley said, don't worry about the thing. Cause every little thing gonna be alright. Over and out.
I'm gonna play the guitar, but I can't do it.
All right, respect that.
That's a perfect finish.